In which movie did the villain actually have a point? Baby's dad in Dirty Dancing. He just wanted to keep the sketchy dance instructor from diddling his underage daughter. School of Rock. Principal Mullins definitely had a right to be concerned. No Vacancy had a right to kick him out of the band, and Ned and his girlfriend had a right to be pissed at their roommate for not paying rent. Shylock in The Merchant of Venice. The play's entire message could be summed up as Shylock's not wrong, he's just an asshole. Every sports movie where they show rival as villain. Con was right, Kirk could have at least sent a fruit basket along over the years. Barbossa, he just wanted to be uncursed. Granted, he was being a real asshole about it. Easy. Attack of the Clones. The villain, Count Dooku, straight up told Obi-Wan that the Galactic Republic was under control of a Sith Master. This bothered me. Okay, so you think Count Dooku was lying? Couldn't like 1GD double check the vetting on the Chancellor, just to make sure? Wouldn't that have been prudent? Hey, just in case guys, let's look into this. Blade Runner. The shark in Jaws. The ocean is his home. Now he wasn't really a villain, but he was the antagonist. Goofy in a Goofy movie had understandably good reasons to be scared for his son from his perspective. Wizard of Oz. Yeah, she was a witch, but come on. They were her dead sister's shoes. She should have them. Not some stranger who just showed up and wants them. Oh, by the way, this stranger that just showed up was the one that killed her sister. Sad really. Generally, I think Dr. Doofenshmirtz had a point in the first movie. Evil Dr. D's reason for being evil being the loss of a toy trainer's kinda meh. Edit. I should clarify, the good Dr. D has multiple backstories, but the evil one, with the eye patch, only has the one, which is losing a toy train. Doof confirms it by saying what? That's it? Oh come on, I have multiple backstories. Kirk Sholv checked on the Khan colonists' progress. CT Alpha 6 exploded. WTF, Kirk. The mark of a good villain is one that has identified a problem correctly, but has become completely attached to a bad solution for it. The Wizard of Oz. Wicked gives a brilliant counter-narrative. I mean, who steals a dead woman's shoes? Flint Marko, aka Sandman, from Spider-Man 3. He's a desperate father with a daughter on her deathbed, just trying to amass the funding necessary to bring her back to health. Magneto from the X-Men series, particularly the reboot, especially in Days of Future Past. Emperor's New Groove, Kronk's Shoulder Devil. No, he's got a point. There is this podcast ran by two stand-up comedians called The Villain Was Right that has quite a long list of episodes on this premise. Ranging from Death from Final Destination to Arthur from the Magic School Bus. Definitely recommend. Not a movie, but Squidward from SpongeBob. He's not really the villain technically, but many children hate him. As you grow up you truly realize that he's not wrong at all. Edit. Some of you are saying he's an asshole for no reason and messes with SpongeBob and Patrick. However, if you were to be tormented at work and at home by the same people every single day, I'm sure you guys would be assholes too. I don't blame him honestly. X-Men. Any of them. Anytime Magneto does anything, ever. But he is also one of the more nuanced villains in popular culture of all time. General Hummel, Ed Harris, in *THEROCK*. All he wanted was for soldier sacrifices to be recognized by their government. He just chose the worst possible way to pursue that goal. A really underrated animated film called Battle for Terra. The human race was dying and basically was going to colonize the nearest planet their refugee ships drifted toward, but they would be committing genocide on the native inhabitants due to terraforming. The villain was a heartless killer, but he made a very good point for doing what he did. Future generations may call me a monster, but because of me, there will be future generations. I didn't like him, but I couldn't deny that he cared about humanity. I don't know if you can really call him the villain, but Andrew in Chronicle was right in a twisted way. Nobody helps him. Everyone does whatever they want with no consideration for how it affects everyone else simply because they can. Suddenly when he finds himself with the power to take what he wants and do what he wants, he does just that. The B movie. Penguins of Madagascar. The machines in the Matrix. The humans in that story were stupid, cruel, and destroyed the Earth. In doing so they nearly killed off the machines and all life on the planet. The machines had *MERCY* on the humans and created the Matrix for them. Hell, the first version they made was a complete paradise. Tell me, if you were enslaving a race just to use for power, would you give a shit what condition they were in mentally? No. But the machines did. You see outright compassion from various machines, i.e. AIs in the Matrix, the Oracle, the family at the bus station. There is a section of the machines that wants to preserve humanity. They see their self-destructive tendencies and found a way to contain that. The Matrix wasn't needed as a power source. The machines could have used nuclear or thermal energy to power themselves. Hell, they could have left Earth altogether. But they stayed to take care of humanity*. It's almost kind of sweet in this way, like a child taking care of a parent when they are older, even if they were old and cranky and might be difficult to deal with. Law-abiding citizen. Blade Runner, the speech at the end is phenomenal. Some of villains from Marvel, most of the heroes ruined their lives. Megamind. Privilege dictates social attitudes. Emmett's dad in the Lego movie. Kids just break Legos and turn your house into a Lego mine. I've always sympathized more with Magneto and the Brotherhood than with the X-Men. He definitely went too far with the kill all non-mutant humans thing, but his primary motivation throughout most of the series was to protect his people from genocide because of the things he witnessed during his childhood in concentration camps. He's right when he says they'll never be fully accepted in society, only tolerated, and humans are cruel to those that are seen as different. The way he's presented in the actual movie, *HELLNO*, but I would recommend watching Twisted. A musical similar to Wicked, which shows Wizard of Oz from the witch's perspective. Twisted retells Aladdin from Jaffar's perspective, in which he is the good guy. Fantastic musical, highly recommend. Sweeney Todd. Okay, no excuse to go murder half of London, but when your chief enemy is a corrupt judge and the corrupt law enforcer who abets him in his career of rape and cruelty, violence does seem a semi-reasonable response. Carrie. They all deserved it. Eater. A lot of comments are saying that Carrie wasn't the villain. Personally, I agree, her revenge was entirely justified. But most sources do view her as a villain for committing mass murder and burning down the entire school in the process. Sonic. The line of Dr. Robotnik, well, that was unexpected, but I was expecting not to expect something, so it doesn't count. Pitch Perfect 1, 2, 3. Come on now. The Treblemakers had way better arrangements. Heck, Homeboy was literally called up to work with John Mayer. The Smoker had better voice than all of them. Part 2's the German group was far superior. Their moms were subpar at best. I mean, they hadn't sang for like 2 decades. 3. All the bands were better. What was that movie? A supervillain from the past that was brought to life again 50 years later, threatens to melt the polar ice caps and flood the entire world, and someone has to tell him actually we are already doing it, and he looks at the camera and says, are you people crazy? The Incredibles. The line of everyone is special then no one is blew my mind when I was younger.